Welcome to another episode of AgWarriors. I'm still in Germany. Clearly, I'm at Agritechnica, and I am lucky enough that Jens Kremer, did I say Jens right?
Jens is right.
Jens is right. Sometimes I call you Jens.
I listen to both.
You listen to both?
Yeah.
Jens is the managing director for the DLG markets, which means this is your baby.
This is one of my baby, yeah. The biggest one.
This is
growing up baby.
This is your biggest baby, but you are working hard to grow lots of babies.
Exactly.
Yes, you want many kids all around the world.
Private like business.
We will get into both of those things, but Jens has taken some time to talk to me. We're going to talk today a little bit as we get adjusted here in our fancy studio. We're going to talk a little bit about Agritechnica and what that takes, but I mean, it takes a special man to do all this. I want to learn about you and about growing up in Germany. Where were you born?
I was born in Hanau. It's a small city in Hessen, the province of Hessen. It's direct in the middle of Germany, in the heart of Germany, as we say. In the meantime, I live in a really nice old town close to Frankfurt.
That's where you live?
Far away from my birth town, by the way.
That's where you live now?
That's where I live now, yeah.
So how big was the town you were born in?
100,000.
100,000. Okay, so that's not a little town. You said a village.
I mean, yeah, comparing to the cities in the US and in Canada, but also all the other rest of the world where I'm traveling, it's small. But yes, you're right. For German cities, it's a more than 100,000 city called city in Germany.
Well, we in the province I live in, we only have 2 cities that would be over 100,000. Maybe only one, Winnipeg, the capital.
Yeah.
The rest are small. So where some of these listeners come from, 100,000 would be very big. It's not New York or Chicago big, but it's big.
Yeah. I mean, comparing to Germany, I think you can put Germany 40 times into Canada, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people need to live in a very small area, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like that wide fields and area like in Canada, which I like. You know?
You've been to Canada how many times now?
I think 10 times maybe.
Yeah. We'll talk about your babies in Canada yet too, but so grew up in, we'll call it a small town in Germany.
Yeah.
Went to school there?
I went to school there, yes.
Brothers, sisters?
I have 2 older sisters. Yeah, 12 years older and 3 years older.
Wow.
Yeah. Then my parents thought, hey,
we need a boy?
Another one, maybe a boy, yeah.
They needed a boy to balance it out. That's a long time between kids.
It's a long time, yeah, and I don't know whether I balanced that out, by the way.
Well, I mean, hopefully a little bit. So what did you do as a kid? Did you play sports?
Yeah, I played soccer. It's the famous sports in Germany is soccer, and I also love to play it. And in a small team, in a small village, not in Hanau, it wasn't a village, but I love to do it, to play soccer, make sports in school, but also outside of school. That was my life, to be honest. Yeah, I want to at that time. I want to get a soccer professional, like every kid want to do, but I didn't get it.
How close did you get?
Excuse me?
How close did you get?
The biggest thing for me was to train together with the team of Frankfurt, when I was 16,
Okay.
17. Then I had that tryouts. That's the name in
tryouts,
America, right?
Yep.
And of course there were a chance, but on the other hand, I told you that I was born in a small town, and Frankfurt is maybe 40 kilometers away, and they trained at that time every day. That junior team, and that was too much for my parents because they didn't support me really.
Right.
Push me to.
They weren't gonna go every day to Frankfurt for you to train. Yeah. Otherwise, you would have been a professional, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a good dream. Yeah.
Yeah, and then DLG, who knows what way it would be.
Yeah, but I would have been national player for Germany.
So I know who you're cheering for in the World Cup next year, then.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm too old for that, to be honest. I was born in '79, so.
No, I said cheering, not playing. Cheering. Yes, you'll be drinking German beers, cheering.
Yeah, that is what I do. That is what my plan is. To travel to Canada.
Yeah.
There are games in Vancouver and Toronto, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Have some meetings while you're there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, played soccer growing up,
Yep.
and then you went to university.
Yep.
Where'd you go?
College, university. Yeah. And studying event business. And
Okay.
then first of that, I made my education as an event manager, let's say. It's a special system in Germany. It's part-time, you're working for the company, and the other part you are in school. And then you're educated after 2.5 years or 3 years as the job you're gonna be.
So it's like an apprenticeship program, kind of, or an internship.
It's but a paid internship. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best kind of internship they're gonna pay you.
Very good system. And after that, let's say education, that internship with a certification of the Chamber of Commerce, I went to Austria, Kufstein. That's a very nice city in the northern part of Austria, and they have an university, and they offered at that time the event management, sports, and cultural management. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is what I did at the weekend, because during the week I need to work. Yeah, so I traveled from Frankfurt to Austria every weekend.
Oh wow.
And then and later I finished my let's say study university in Hanover, like here, like we are. Yeah, there was a management institute, and I did my certification of that event management and exhibitions.
Here
in Hanover, yeah.
So did you, when you were a paid intern or where you were going anywhere, were you a part of DLG? No, nothing.
I started at a very small company in the south of Germany, in Kempten. It's a very beautiful part of Germany, close to Munich, I would say. And I have been there 4 or 5 years, and then I took over the subsidiary, let's say, in Frankfurt, and I was responsible for that stand construction for that company. So we're doing exhibitions, for let's say environment, but also building houses and construction and so on. That was more or less the exhibitions, 40 exhibitions in Germany, just German related. And as we are in the middle of Germany, as I mentioned, logistic-wise, it was good to have that sand construction company in the middle of Germany. So we decided together that I was responsible for that, and then bring it all that materials to and build
all of the shows.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I've got this correct. You went to school, got all this, started working for an event company.
Yeah.
And then they moved you into stand construction.
Yeah.
So you were responsible for like all of the stands for 40 different shows in Germany.
That was my first real job.
Ah.
Yeah.
And when was that?
2006.
Okay. And how long did you do that for?
2-3 years till my first child was born. Yeah.
Okay. So your first kid was born in 2009.
Yeah, I'm lying. It was born in 2008.
Okay.
I thought it was 2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
And then you decided you didn't want to do that anymore?
Yeah, because I thought this was a little bit too small at the end. I wanted to think a little bit bigger because I learned a lot with that company. But my dream was always to go a little bit more international, to be honest. And as I mentioned, this company was just responsible. They just had exhibitions all over Germany. And I know Germany now quite good, of course. But I think there was a time when I thought, okay, I learned a lot of doing sales, by the way, because it was a real sales-driven company, and the construction as well. And it was really hands-on. We need to build up everything for that exhibition. It's not like we have it now,
right?
With the suppliers and so on. We did it for ourselves. But I thought at that time, now it's time to do the next step in your career.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So, did you have a plan? And we'll keep going along, but did you have a plan? Like, I'm going to work 2 years here, 4 years. Like, did you know what you were going to do? Never.
To be honest, Jeremy, there's no red line in my life. There's one red line: events and exhibitions. But there's no career red line. There's no planning. Now I have to be here 2 years because then I have the project manager, and then as we go back further to the next one. That wasn't the plan.
Why events? What made you decide to do events? Yeah,
that's a good question. When I was in school, and I was 15, 16, I loved to organize concerts, and I was organizer of, when I was very young, of schools out parties. Yeah, that sounds like it is. It was the last day at the school season.
Yeah.
There was always a party in that small town, like I said, yeah. And I organized that, and I felt, hey, this is the thing I want to do in my life, to organize events and concerts. And why? Because it was so, I get goosebumps. It was like, you stand up at that stage and look into that people, to the crowded halls, and they were all so happy. They were laughing and singing and really forget everything what happened in the last weeks or year, and then just doing party. And that was what felt like, wow, this is your job. This is your job, to bring people to love, right?
Oh,
and of course, what I didn't recognize is that, of course, you can earn money when you're going to be more professional. But what I also didn't know is that it's really hard to get a foot into that door of concert organizer, because they're well organized. At that time there were a couple of, like Mark Lieberberg. This is one of them, maybe most of them.
So you wanted to be a concert organizer?
Yeah,
that was your first thought?
That was, but it wasn't really a job because I was a schoolboy. But I did it 3 or 4 years. And then my father said, hey, this is not really professional. You need to
go to school.
You need to go, educate you a little bit further to a real job. Yeah.
So did he, when your dad said that, did he think you were going to go to school for event organizing?
No. He always wanted that I go to school for becoming an engineer.
I was just going to say engineer, yeah.
Engineer.
Everybody in Germany wants an engineer.
And my father was one, and with his own business, and the plan was for him because he had a plan at that time.
Yeah.
But when I was a baby, when I grew up the first day, my mother told me, oh, this will be the next engineer. Yeah? You never know what will happen.
Right.
This guy is all but not an engineer. I was
funny.
bad in math. I mean, in the middle school it was okay, but in the college I was really bad in math. So it was clear for me. By the beside that situation that I don't want to go there, and I want to have that events and concerts, it was clear that all jobs related to that kind of mathematics, it's nothing for me. You know?
Wow, so that's kind of cool that you were organizing the last day of school event in your city, and then you fell in love with events, and you're like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So you said that you still probably don't know where you're going to end up, but you know it'll be with events.
There is no life plan for me. I mean, career-wise or job-wise, there is maybe a plan to with my family, but to be honest, I don't know. Yeah,
right.
To be honest, I don't know what will happen in 10 or 20 years. So.
Well, and you're with one of the biggest event companies in the world.
Yeah,
like,
I'm happy. I'm here since 2012, and it feels like, I mean, every day I come into the office and say, hey, I'm really happy to do it. I mean, that sounds a little bit weird, but it is really, because what we're doing, I mean, you're right. I'm not just running, you mentioned it, and I'm not just running that, or we're not just running that exhibition here, Agritechnica. This is the biggest exhibition in the world. That's, wow. We also run 25 exhibitions abroad, as you can see behind us. I
didn't even get a chance to look at all of those.
Yeah, there's some
Canadian ones in there too.
Canadian ones as well, like Canadian Dairy Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just launched one in the U.S. too.
We launched the American Dairy Expo together with our
XPO. Yeah.
Exactly, in Vermont. Yeah, last week, by the way. Yeah.
And you were there.
I was actually there.
Yeah. So all of these shows fall under your umbrella.
Under DLG Markets, yeah.
Under the DLG Markets, which you're in charge of. So basically, any of these shows don't go well.
Oh, I mean, that is too much to you cannot control all the shows.
No.
I mean, you cannot be there to all shows, and that makes life a little bit harder, because, you know, we are running 11 subsidiaries in the world, and with 25 exhibitions, you cannot be everywhere. But our colleagues on site, they always ask, is it possible that someone from the headquarters is coming? But hey, they do a really good job. Why the hell does someone from the headquarters need to come, right?
Right. Probably because they want you to see how good of a job they're doing. Yeah.
Of course, I know, but it's not possible.
No, not. You have 3 kids now, right?
4.
4 kids. Hey. How old?
17, 13, 5, and 3.
Oh, wow. You have a 3-year-old?
I have a 3-year-old.
So I thought it was strange that it was 12 years between your sister and you, but you have 14 years.
Yeah. But I can explain to you. I cheated a little bit.
How did
It's
you?
in a friendly way. No way I was divorced. It was my two girls with my first wife and two girls with my actually.
Okay. So then that's how. All right.
the reason why.
That makes
She
sense.
convinced me, hey, let's start again. Okay, yeah.
And you said yes.
I said yes. Yeah.
Why? You crazy?
Yeah, that's yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
I know you're crazy. How many boys? How many girls? Or all girls?
All girls.
Oh my God. You poor man. You are gonna have 4 weddings to pay for.
Yep, that's not in Germany the case.
No?
No,
No?
not anymore. I mean, no, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Yeah. 4 completely different girls, by the way.
Yeah.
I never thought that this could happen, but of course, with two wives, but even that two from one mother they are the same father they are
Completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about humans is
It is.
we're all so different. Yeah. And I think that we sometimes forget that we all bleed the same blood. We're all the
Thank you,
same.
Jeremy.
We're all the same person. I mean, you if you get hit, you're gonna hurt. If I get hit, I'm gonna hurt. And people
Exactly.
forget that.
Don't matter which color of your skin you have, right?
I've been doing a social experiment here when I'm walking in the mornings. I'm here at 6:30, so I can walk. And you don't see a lot of people, but everybody I see, I say Guten Morgen. Right? I'm learning my German. Guten Morgen. And it's interesting. I want to know how many people are going to smile and say good morning back. And there's a lot that don't. They're in their own world.
Really?
Yeah, they've got their own things, but it's like,
Dress.
yeah.
Don't forget you are in Germany.
I know, they're like, who's this guy from America saying good morning?
Yeah, but this is one of the reasons why I like America. I like America because you are basically. I know that's not every day happy and every day is not like the same, but you cannot feel it when you go into a store or to a coffee shop or in the office. They're all friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have their past, they all have their stressful day and so on, but they stay happy. And even it's sometimes artificial, but it shows me, hey, there's a friendly side of the day, right?
Yeah.
And that is maybe not the behavior and the culture of the German.
I don't think it's just Germany. I think it's Europe in general.
Yeah.
I mean, in much older, right? We're only 250 years old or less.
Yeah.
And so I think that over time, it maybe changes. And I think that it's also very tough in Germany. And not just in Germany. I'm talking to people from Romania, Croatia, Ukraine. It's hard in Europe right now. How is it that you were able to put on an event like this with the economy that we're in? And I mean, I don't know if people can hear this. I'm sure they will. It's crazy out there right now.
It is. Yeah. How it's able?
Yeah. How are you doing that?
I mean, first of all, there is that huge, strong team of DLG markets. And the vision. I mean, what we see here in Agritechnica is not a result of the last 4 years, right? It's a result of the last 40 years. We are celebrating the 40th anniversary of that show. Means 20 editions.
Which is crazy that you're this big in only 20 years.
40 years.
I know, but 20 shows.
Editions.
20 shows.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, to be honest, there were a time in the past till, I don't know, 2007 maybe, so end of the 2000s, early 2000s, where our competitors from Paris used to be bigger.
SEMA.
Yeah, SEMA.
Yeah.
Exactly. And look what happened. Yeah,
Gone.
Last week they announced that they will cancel all the ideas of the SEMA for the next years. So if you're not careful enough, then that can also happen to all of shows. Yeah. And there are a lot of stories with what happened in the past and with that shows like we are in Hanover. They know exactly what I'm talking about when I say CeBIT, for example. It was the biggest IT show in the world. No one, in 2000, they have 1 million people, 1 million visitors. Nobody of them and ever thought about that this show could have an end, right?
And now it no longer exists.
No longer exists, and that was really fast. That happened really fast.
So how are you protecting against that? The history. How are you making sure that doesn't happen to you?
Yeah, I told you that 40 years of that it took till it's not like it now.
Yeah.
But the truth is that we started that business 140 years ago because we are talking about DLG, the German Agricultural Society, and so there is a strong background with agricultural knowledge, for example. So that means that we are really good connected to the world in the meantime, to the agricultural world. We can discuss with the farmers because we are run by farmers and for farmers. Our board is basically all farmers, right? And so we try to protect that with our content we deliver every day to the farmers to make that they can make their business better. So they're trusting us.
Yeah.
It's all about trust, by the way.
Yeah.
It's about people and trust. Yeah? And if you have both, and that is what we have, a good team, people and trust. I think this is the best protection you can do. And of course, try to avoid technical failures.
Right.
Because the exhibit industry is not a rocket science, but you can also do major mistakes.
Well, I mean, and a show of this scale, like this is so big. Like people that have never been to Agritechnica,
Yeah.
I tell every farmer in America when they ask about shows and where we are, I'm like, one time in your life, go to Agritechnica because it has to be one time because it's so. There's so much to see and so many things here that it's like mind blowing. So what is so you've been here since 2012, you said?
Exactly.
And you didn't 2013. So you didn't start as a CEO, or you?
No.
What did you start as?
I started as business development manager.
And how did you grow from that to this?
I would say at that time it was divided in the German business, DLG Service GmbH. That's the company name. Yeah, because we serve our non-profit association. That was the plan, and that is still the plan, by the way. And on the other hand, there was DLG International for all that international business. And I was at DLG Service for Germany, and together with a former managing director, Peter Krotus. I guess you know him. No, you don't.
No.
Okay. And
are you kidding me? Like, I don't know people like you. I was very lucky to meet you, and now I'm sitting here interviewing you. You're in a different playing field than what I am.
And I told you it's about people, because you asked me how that comes from. And Peter had also the same vision. We didn't know each other before, but from the first moment on, I saw that there's a vision with that guy. And he also want to grow up that business international-wise, professional-wise, and digitalization was a high topic like CRM, but also process, customer journeys, exhibitor, visitor-wide. And this is what I did in the past as well. Business development. And then I decided, okay, this is not a big venue operator like Mr. Frankfurt or Mr. Munich or Hamburg or whatever, you name it.
Yeah.
This is something different. And from the beginning on, I saw, okay, there is a big chance to grow with that brand, but also with that vision and the DLG non-profit association. Because it's easily to get appointments with ministries, with organizations, because they all know at least Agritechnica or Eurotier.
Yeah.
Or our vision and DLG at all to support the agriculture. And
so that's how this all came about, was because of that. Agritechnica was the first one?
No, yeah, I mean, with a different name, yes. But then it came up that field days, DLG Feldtag, it's an outdoor show where we show crop production at its best. So the farmers can see, there are new varieties of crops, for example. And that was one of the shows where you can see the heart of the DLG. Yeah, but it's our really USP. The knowledge of how to do farming. That was the second one, and to be honest, then the next followed, but I don't know which one was the third one. Actually, Eurotier was one of the first one as well. Yeah. Because we divided, first of all, from the beginning on, it was an agricultural show, livestock and ag machinery and crop production, and then we divided it in the 80s into Agritechnica, and I think it didn't have the name Eurotier at that time. It was a German name, and then they rebranded it to Eurotier a couple of years later.
And which one's that?
Eurotier is this one.
Oh, okay. Oh, Eurotier.
Eurotier, yeah.
So those used to be one show. There's no way you could have anything more than what you have here now. It's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the reason why we are specialized on that ag machinery, crop production, in the meantime smart farming as well, digital farming. That is just related to arable farming, let's say.
Yeah.
And that was one of the keys, the right decisions in the past. yeah, to grow in one special field, but do it right, yeah, and provide a platform and an innovative platform for the farming world. That was the mission.
So when did you get this role? When did you start doing this? Because you obviously would have had to work very hard from 2013 and earn Peter's trust, and you. I'm sure. How many of these shows started since you started working?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 10.
Maybe 10.
I don't know exactly.
How many since you took over and as CEO?
I took over. That is quite recently because we merged now. That's the end of the story. We merged DLG service, the domestic part,
Yep.
and the national arm. We merged it this year.
Okay.
This year, and I was before that. Then after my job as a business developer, I took over the job of my predecessor, Ben Koch from
Yep.
DLG International, because
Oh.
he fired. And I said, okay, as a business development manager, you're always international. And this was my dream, like I mentioned
Yep.
from the very beginning on.
Yep.
And then I had the chance, hey, I can develop international exhibitions. And I have the responsibility and a little bit more than maybe just as a business development manager.
When did you do that?
2022.
Wow. Right in COVID. You want to go international right after COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of 2022, I must say.
Okay.
It was right
Done.
before the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 2 years later, the plan was spawned, maybe a little bit earlier, to merge both together because to consolidate, but also different reasons. The most important reason was because to join our forces from international to national. Even we are on the same floor at that time, and working more or less together. But on the other hand, we forgot, or now we have the chance to put all that shows into portfolios, right?
Yeah.
And then the brand managers are also responsible not just for Agritechnica, but also for Agritechnica Asia. And in the past it was different. Then the international was responsible for Asia,
And then
if I stick for the Agritechnica, but
Yeah.
there was something missing. Yeah? There was a very connection, there have been a connection, but now it's really better. Yeah, really.
so then this year, 2025, is when it was all put together,
Yes.
and that's when you became CEO.
Because together with Tobias Eichberg,
Yeah.
who was the CEO of DLG Service GmbH.
Okay, so
Then
the
the
two of you were both running this side,
Genau.
and it came together.
Exactly.
So he's still with DLG?
Yes, Tobias.
Yes.
Yeah, he's my partner.
Oh.
Co-middle
So
director.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. That's crazy. So what's the future hold for Agritechnica? Not for Agritechnica. Sorry, wrong question. DLG. What is the future? If you in 5 years, let's say we record this again, it'll have to be 6 years because it's every other year. 6 years we're sitting here. Well, I'm a little grayer, you're a little grayer. What will have happened in the 6 years that you're like, hell yeah, this was awesome?
I would say for DLG at all, it's to get into contact and connected with a huge network, much huger than it is now. It is good, but we can always be bigger, maybe better into the world. So as we started in Germany 140 years ago, as I mentioned, in the meantime, we are in 25 countries and in the major regions, I would say. But for example, there is nothing in Latin America, actually. Yes, we have some good partners there. We have a lot of Brazilians and Argentinians, and they are here as a visitor, as exhibitor. But there's no footprint from DLG, and they haven't brought a vision to Latin America. That is one of the dreams I have to get in contact with, to provide our information and platforms like this in all over the world.
Interesting. Brazil and Latin America is a big future for farming. They're so big over there.
Yeah.
So would you do it in Brazil? Would you do it in Argentina? You don't know. But you're not gonna say probably. Yeah.
No, Jeremy, I don't know.
You're just gonna see?
No, I mean, it's you're right, it's a very interesting market. But to be honest, we're talking about an industry, and especially when it comes to agri-food exhibitions, and you know that, I guess, as well as me, talking about a really a market which is full of exhibitions, right? There is
Everywhere.
everywhere, in every state, sometimes every small counties. Yeah,
Yep.
there are some some farm shows, and it's just a rodeo show or whatever. Yeah, and that makes the things a little bit harder. So we need to figure out where is the niche, where is the demand. Do we want to grow and to fulfill that plan organically or inorganically? I don't know actually. Well, I know.
Yeah, I think you know. I think you're not telling me, but I think you know.
Yeah, but the reason is because you cannot say that for every region it's the same, because for every region you need to different approach.
Yeah.
And you need partners. You cannot do it for your own. You're not when you're based in Germany and you think you can run something. Let's say as an example in South Africa, that's not possible. So
Right.
we need always local partners, and that means that we need to build up the network on site. Yeah. Therefore, we are looking for having in the future really in 6 or 5 years a really strong and sustainable network, a trustful network where we can say, okay, now we can
Trust
grow.
in people. So you have to find the right people that you can trust, and that's how you're going to build it. So it's not actually a secret. You're looking for regions where you can find strong people that you can trust.
And you need a good product.
Yeah.
I mean, product in terms of, I don't necessarily mean platforms like exhibitions. You need a good product and story like DLG. So, because that is maybe the secret of DLG, not just the content is delivered by ourselves together with partners, and we bring it out to that shows here, like we are here. It's also about the vision of that company of DLG. It's to bring together with the partners the really relevant information to the farmers worldwide. That is what DLG, I guess, can do at its best.
So are you going to have you thought at all, so that when you say that vision about bringing information to the farmers out there, and you talk about events, because you love events, have you thought about creating different platforms to get information to farmers that isn't events? Or is it always going to be events?
No. Of course, we run a lot of, besides that, exhibitions run a lot of conferences in the world. Conference, but also in Germany, Wintertago, all for farmers, just for farmers and future farmers, progressive farmers, so different varieties of scale of farms. No, we also run online systems, digital informations. We are also running a publishing house where we send out information via magazines or papers for the farmers every month. So always with the same objective: give them information how to deal with the new challenges, to give them information how to do their business better, and that's basically what DLG is.
What does DLG stand for?
German Agricultural Society, Deutsche Landwirtschaftsgesellschaft.
Ah.
Yeah, that's a nice story, by the way.
Tell me.
It's a nice story.
Tell me.
Our founder, Max Eid, he was in the 85 or early 80s, let's say. He was in UK, in Great Britain, and he saw that idea of what it means to have that community, and that he get in touch with the Royal Agricultural Society of Great Britain, and he loved that idea. He loved that idea to gather people, farmers in that case, and sharing knowledge. And then he took that idea to Germany and said, okay, this is our blueprint. Let's do it here the same, because just together we can grow. We can go for our way, right? Our own way each, but we can also do it together. And it's always better to cooperate, and because then the result is usually better than to do it alone.
2 or 3 people, obviously.
The starting point of and the idea of Max Eid to found DLG. And by the way, beside that fact, you also saw the plowing machine that there's in usage in UK, but not in Germany. And he brought also that idea to showcase new technology or mechanization or you name it to German farmers. And that was one of the idea of having platforms like exhibition. I mean, of course, it was really small. I don't know, 10 of that plowing machines or something. But it was what we call now an exhibition or fair.
Yeah.
It was founded also at that time.
So you're the founder of DLG, brought to Germany the Ag Society, and then he started the fairs back in the late 1800s.
maybe in the early 20th century. So
Yeah.
more than 100 years.
So
Clear.
is his family still involved?
No.
No.
No, he was an engineer. There are a couple of associations, university related, which called Max Eid Association Organization or Max Eid Club. Or that is, he's really well known at that agricultural industry because all know Max Eid. So he's an engineer and also in the construction area, by the way. But no, his family is not.
It's just that's a very interesting story.
In the meantime, DLG has about 30,000 members worldwide. The most of them, of course, are still from Germany. The most of them are farmers, and they all are sharing that idea, loving that idea to share knowledge with each other. Yeah?
So that's the owners of DLG.
And that's the point. They are the owner of DLG.
30,000 farmers are the owners of DLG. So this is actually
Basically.
And so then obviously they put the board, and the board chooses
This is why 12 farmers, more or less, or food related, but yeah.
that are on the board. So the 30,000 pick the 12, and the 12 help set the vision with the manager. That's really cool. One of the things that I found fascinating, I had a farmer on the podcast earlier this week, Marcus, and he told me that he learned, like, in Germany, you can't just decide to be a farmer. You have to go to school. And then you have to go, part of the schooling is you have to go be on 3 different farms before you can get your degree to be a farmer. And that's something we don't do. And I asked him, why is that important? And he said it was because you got to learn from different farms. And so you're not just doing what your grandfather did and your dad did.
Yeah.
And I think that what popped in my head as you were talking about this is having that farmer board and those farmer members, having so many of them from different backgrounds will allow you to create such crazy events.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether they really need to have that certification to run a own farm. They would need to ask the.
Yeah, I don't know either. He told me, so I believed him.
No, but what's true is that that's also the idea of DLG, to share knowledge. That's a way to share knowledge, to get experience by knowing how the other farms are running their business.
Yes.
Right? And not just what your father, like I said, what your father did. And but at the very end, it's still in Germany. That is what I know. That the kids are the successor of the father someday. Yeah?
Yep. Not you. You were going to be an engineer until you decided events, but
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some of them, by the way, are also here. We have a lot of farmers in our association. Yeah, of course, in the expert center, of course, as competence center, let us name it. All the experts of farms, of farmers. But also in our exhibition department, so digital markets, there are a couple of farmers.
Wow.
Of course, we need to discuss on the same eye level, right?
Yep.
And if they just have guys like me, that wouldn't work.
Right,
Yeah?
because 100%. You could throw a hell of a party, which you clearly are,
That's what I can help.
but you need farmers as well.
For example, when I develop a market in abroad, like Future Rec in Australia, or even in Canada, I always take with me someone from the board, farmer. Usually we're talking about farmers, progressive farmers, which are on the board. They're dairy farmers, pork farmers, arable farmers, and so on. So they know exactly what we talk about. Even the cultures or the arable farming is a little bit different from the continent to continent. But I also take with me an expert from the competence center who would give me the information about to get more knowledge about the market, but also to show when I have meetings, for example, with the USDA in America or with the Ministry of Agriculture in Thailand, then they see immediately when these guys are coming with me that, of course, there is an interest, a business interest, but there's also know what they're talking about.
Yeah, 100%. That's smart to bring those people along because then you don't have to know everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One of the things that struck me as you were talking is we met at Future Ag. That's where we met. It was the first time I met you.
The first time we met, yeah.
And you were there. You were launching that show, so you went there. But then I see you in Canada the year after. Then I see you, you were everywhere. How do you do all that?
It's my brother.
Yeah, you have it's your twin brother. No. But why is it so important for you to go? Is it so you can find the people and the trust? Is it so you can see how they're doing things and bring it back?
Yeah, to be honest, I think I have a quite good.
Do you need him?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. This is what happens when you're with the most powerful man at Agritechnica, at DLG. That's true.
No, let me end my sentence. So I think I have a quite good feeling about people, and building up trust.
Yeah.
Because I'm a trustful person, and I want to build up relationships with trustful persons as well.
Yeah.
Because then it could work. Otherwise, it cannot work. And of course, I can also trust my colleagues or other guys, but sometimes I have the feeling of especially when it comes to very important markets, huge markets like, and also it's a big invest for us, by the way, in Canada and US to step in, right? Then I want to get my own feeling. And then maybe 1, 2, 3 years I will do that. And then I say, okay, now
you go.
Let them go, right? It's coming up from the business development position I have. Yeah.
Of course. Okay, and I know you have to run, so very quickly, I've got 2 questions I ask everybody. What would I think you're 45?
46.
46? What would 46-year-old Jens tell 21-year-old Jens? What would you tell them, this is what you need to do?
Fight for your dreams. It doesn't matter what all the guys besides you tell you. Believe in you and go your way. Straight on.
The second thing, and it's a longer one, so I'm going to skip it. The other thing that's really crazy about you, and I think that this is something, when I came here the other day, I'm walking around, I just ran into you. I needed tables. You made sure I had tables. I'm a nobody here. You're like, this is my special guest. But really, in the grand scheme of things, John Deere pays you probably $1 billion to be here, whatever they pay. I'm a nobody, and you took the time to make sure I got tables. Why is it so important to you that every detail is perfect? And that's the last question.
First of all, sorry for saying that, I would have done that for everyone. Because you're right, it's necessary that whatever I can do, that the guys here on site are happy, I will do. Whatever it takes. And if it takes time, hey, it's time, of course. But I made you happy at that time.
I'm so happy.
And that is what I can do, I will do. Yeah?
Well, you've been throwing parties since you were 16 years old. This is a hell of a party. I'm going to be going to some of these other parties. I know you have to run, so we'll end it there.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.